happening, people? Welcome to Added Value Podcast, the biggest show on the net. I'm Jason, the self-titled superstar Jay.
I'm Jay, I'm the slumlord. Big up my tenants.
Welcome to the positivity area, the upliftment corner, the spot where you get the good vibes every time. I want to quickly big up the subscribers. You know, we're quickly growing. And yeah, let's make it official. Become an official member of the Added Value. And yeah, man, subscribe.
And big up Shah as well. She couldn't be here today, but big her up anyway.
Shah with the 3 C's. Big yourself up, man. Make sure you're back next week.
Listen, the realest queen on the scene. You know what I mean? Scene. Big up.
But yeah, it's been a big week, man. Mobos. And I feel like it went off nicely. I like the fact that they bigged up Bashy for his album. He got 2 mobos. And yeah, he was talking about the resilience in it, where he's started the music scene from being a bus driver and doing his thing, and then going off to be an actor, being successful in it, and then he was talking about how he was scared. He was saying it was frightening coming back to the music scene, but he done it anyway. So
yeah, it was a big year in the mobiles for our generation. Sculpture won as well. So yeah, I think it's a big testimony in terms of resilience. Then man, to be doing what you're doing for years after years and probably not getting the recognition that you want. I think it's sick for them to get awards, but even for the man that have been doing whatever you're doing in terms of music, whatever creativity you're doing, or even just in your job or whatever, you might not feel like you're getting your rewards for it, but you know, if you can value yourself and retain that value, and hopefully one day you get an award for it or some recognition, but if not, you know, you just retain the value within yourself. So yeah, that was big to see the man get that kind of recognition still.
Yeah, I like the fact that he made it clear. So you saying he was 20 years in. Mm-hmm. So it's not an overnight sensation. It's a long graft. I think he even said to the fact that he's nearly 40. Mm-hmm. So it's a long graft. And I remember you saying to me, I don't know where you got it from, but you think you're too old now, but in 10 years you're going to wish you started. Mm-hmm. I did like that part.
Yeah, more time I talk about that when it comes to money. Yeah, it applies to everything still. It applies to everything.
But yeah, sticking on the fact of resilience, I can imagine a lot of people having comments when you start certain things. Mm-hmm. You know, are you sure you're good enough for that? You're going to look kind of funny doing them kind of things there. Or, what is it, couple likes when you're starting out?
Well, no, do you know what? Obviously, talking about them guys, the artists, Bashy and Shoutout, the resilience is crazy because I remember being young and everyone was starting to do the rapping and the MCing and everyone was doo-doo. So, do you know what? I have to pick it up because that takes mad resilience because I dropped out early because I was like, nah, I'm not good at this. So, every man was getting cussed, every man was rubbish, but he was resilient, came through. So yeah, definitely pick up the resilience when it comes to that.
Get's got his little moment in there as well. It was nice. He was bigging up all of the drip that he was wearing. He was talking about AP no one's ever seen before. He was getting in. Then, yeah, certain brands I've never even heard of. So we won't even go into much with that. But yeah, it's just a decent time for the scene. I think Bashy mentioned the fact that he had somebody that he could look to see how it can go. He said Dizzy Rascal. He said Dizzy Rascal let people know, say this is how you can blow it up and make money out of this.
Yeah, do you know what? I think, big up, all credit due to that. And I think I learned a lot just watching, man, in terms of their resilience and just valuing themselves and, you know, rating themselves, thinking they're the best, even though people say they're rubbish. I saw man valuing themselves highly, and I think I took that in my own personal life. Especially I remember going back years now, you know, trying to get a job and going through interviews and going through the processes and obviously starting off with getting the basic jobs, but going on to high levels in terms of going to the corporate and going through the interviews and going through the different processes. And I remember I had to learn to value myself because I was getting rejected. I was coming back from interviews and I wasn't getting a job. But I had to reach a point where I go, do you know what? I know I'm good. I know I'm the best to get this job, even though I don't know the other candidates, and value myself. And I think I took a lot of that from the people that I saw around me that just valued themselves regardless of what other people thought. And yeah, now so I got to a point where I'll walk into an interview and say no to myself, whether it's true or not. A no to myself. I'm the best candidate. It's whether you, as an interviewer, work that out and find that out. So yeah, valuing yourself is massive and holding that value as well.
That's very important. Well, people are going to be quick to disregard your efforts and your work as well, you know. So the only person that can keep that value is yourself. Always know your own value and your own worth, because people will try and get your efforts and work for the cheapest price.
Yeah. Well, it's mad that we're talking about this and Charlene's not here, because I think Charlene's probably the queen of that thing in terms of knowing your value when it comes to work. Because Charlene does the contracting, so she knows. Charlene's ready to kick. You get me? If you're not giving her a value, Charlene's gone, and that's how she manages her time like that. She manages her work situation like that. She chooses to be a contract, to be non-permanent, because she knows her value, and as soon as she ain't getting her value, she's gone. So I'll pick up Shah again.
No, 100%. Well, even the fact that Bashy took it about how he was a bus driver. I remember when I was bus driving, I don't know how he was bus driving and rapping and trying to do a music career, because for me, I was tired. I don't know how he was carrying on driving the bus and then going to the studio and doing whatever, because I was knackered. And even to the fact about keeping your value, I got sacked from 3 bus companies. Like, I could easily have been thinking, mate, maybe this bus driving thing ain't for you. But no, all jokes aside, regardless of what you go through, whatever your struggles are, your value doesn't diminish. Just because you're going through something, everybody goes through something. That doesn't mean that you're any lesser than. Yeah, man. Added Value Podcast. Like, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, and put some stuff in the comment section. I like reading them things there. But what we need to do is, like you said, when we're staying resilient, the most time we need to stay resilient is when you're starting something out.
Mm-hmm.
Your first year of starting anything, you're not going to be at your peak. You're not going to be the best at your industry or whatever you're doing. And unfortunately, those are the times when a lot of people have comments and things to say.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not staying on top of what your own thoughts are and what you're saying to yourself and how you feel within, it'll be easy to give up. That's when a lot of people give up. I remember even when I was crane driving, when I first started getting into it, I had a lot of comments. And because I was working with people and in teams, they was quick to tell me how rubbish I am. Because they've worked with other crane drivers, and these other crane drivers weren't doing what I was doing. Basically risking their lives. So I had to basically fight through the fact that, this is my year one. This is me coming into a new industry, coming into something brand new, and people quickly letting me know how rubbish I am. I still got to know that when I push through, I'm going to get to where I need to be. And it's self-proclaimed, but I think I'm the best. Yeah, I'm a wicked crane driver.
Yeah, and I think in your year one, whatever your year one is, whatever you're doing, I think, they said comparison, they say it's a thief of joy. And I think obviously it's important to compare yourself, but you can't look at someone in their year 10 or the year 5 and expect to be at that same level. And I think in your year one, you've got to know your value and know what you're bringing to the table, why you've chosen to do whatever you're doing. So in terms of whether it's a crane driver or whatever it is, or music, whatever it is, in your year one, you've got to know why you decided to do that thing and where the value you think you're going to bring in the long run, and just hold that and know that, and they'll say, cool, I'm not polished yet. Even us doing this podcast, far from polished, but it's about knowing what we will bring when we're polished, and knowing that and holding that value, and go, and you have to wait for the process. And definitely can't compare yourself to year 10 sometimes. Yeah,
this podcast is about growth, and hopefully people can see the growth from our episode 1 to when we go to episode 100. Do you know what I mean? So that's what we're about. We're about growth. We're about learning. We're about community. So yeah, when we're going to be talking about these things and having these conversations, it's not about us coming perfect and wagging our fingers and talking to people. It's about us showing our vulnerabilities and growing with them.
Yeah, no, I think it's a balance, and I think the balance is whatever works for you in terms of where your balance is, in terms of comparison. For me, I know I'm a person where, as I said, when it comes to this podcast, as much as I know it's episode 3, episode 1, episode 2, I do compare, because I do look at myself now and I value myself and I rate myself and us, all 3 of us, and feel like we can do it on a high level. So no, I don't think we're going to be at the same level, but I do look and go and expect to put a high level on ourselves. But within yourself, you have that balance. You have to strike that within yourself, because for some people, the comparison is going to kill you. It's going to take you out your game. For some people, they can see the comparison and know they're short, but that will push them and drive them to bigger and better things, quicker, faster, harder. So I think you've got to find that balance within yourself and and jig it. So if you're comparing yourself too much and it's killing you, pull back a little bit. And if you're not comparing yourself enough and you're slowing down your progress, just find that balance. There's always a balance, but the balance is personal.
Definitely. The balance is definitely personal. I'm a man, when I see people and they've got things, I'm happy, because you've shown me now a blueprint of what to do. So it's not even a case of me watching them and thinking, they've got something I want. They've got something that they could teach me how to do. The blueprint is there, and it's up to me now whether I want to follow it or I want to do something else. And another thing for me as well is I like to celebrate. And the best way for me to celebrate is to celebrate my wins, your wins, everybody's wins. So I'm celebrating every day. So that's one thing I rate. Yeah,
well, now talking about celebrating your wins is funny, because I'm the total opposite. I do not celebrate my wins, but again, you got to find your balance where it falls for you. But that's why it's good to find your balance and not other people. So it's good to be around a person like Jason that knows to celebrate his wins. So I know when we win on this show, he's gonna celebrate, and I can enjoy that. But yeah, celebrate.
But you gotta be happy. And that's why we're here, because I want to remind you to be happy. And it's not about dwelling on things, and look to yourself and grow and learn and strive and struggle and learn from the struggle and get stronger and come back better and resilient.
Definitely.
But yeah, this is Added Value Podcast. I hope you got value in today's episode. If you have, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend.
Love.
Peace.